Greetings everybody, Mandy Young here. I'm a psychotherapist, and with particular reference to the Herd to Hope program that I'm speaking into at the moment, I would really like to be able to help those dealing with separation and divorce, parents and children, to be able to go through this life challenge in the most constructive, supportive way possible. So one of those ways involves how we communicate. So today's talk is a follow-on from communicating with your child when they have very strong feelings so that they can come up with some really good solutions. So we went over in the last video that important to that is understanding that your child has a lot of resources within them to be able to come up with some good decisions, as long as they're able to express their feelings and understand who they are in the situation. And the other is being able to put your feelings on hold and listen, which is challenging when children are shouting, screaming, stonewalling you, when there might be things at stake for you. You might feel embarrassed, you might not get something that you really want, like going out on a dinner date. But in those situations, we often use what I call roadblocks to communication that are not really going to be very helpful in the situation, but we all use them. So I'm not going to go through those roadblocks again. If you want to click on the button below this video, it'll be a reminder of you of what those roadblocks are, but they will come up in the dialogue between Gus and I. So let me introduce you to my husband, Gus.
Greetings, everybody.
He's very kindly offered to do this dialogue with me. In this dialogue, we're going to be looking at what is the situation when we use the roadblocks, how does it turn out, and what is the situation when we use something called active listening. So active listening is pretty simple. It's simple to understand, but not always simple to put in practice. One of the things is put your feelings on hold. 2, listen to what is the feeling behind the statement, not so much the words, the feeling. And then 3, reflect back what it is of those feelings that you are hearing to help your child understand who they are in this particular situation. And remember, this isn't just between parents and children. It's often between spouses, it's often between best friends. It's those times when you're dealing with somebody who has very strong feelings about something that also impacts on you. So let's go through this dialogue. We're going to start off with the one where I'm using a lot of roadblocks. I'm Mom, Gus is Johnny. And then we're going to go through one where we use a different kind of way of communicating called active listening. And just a good illustration just to help you understand how this all works. Right, so I'm Mom, Gus is Johnny.
Tommy won't play with me today. He won't even do what I want to do.
Why don't you offer to do what he wants to do?
I don't like to do the things he wants to do, and besides, I don't want to get along with that dope.
Go find somebody else to play with. Actually, I think you're being a bit of a spoil sport.
He's the spoil sport, not me, and there isn't anyone to play with.
Well, maybe you're just a bit tired. You'll feel better about this tomorrow.
I'm not tired. I won't feel different tomorrow. You just don't understand how much I hate the little squirt.
Now, don't talk about your friends like that, calling them a little squirt. If you talk about your friends like that, you will be in trouble.
I hate this neighborhood. I want to move.
Okay, so that didn't go too well. Okay, so you notice some of the roadblocks there: ordering, commanding, reassuring him, oh, you're just tired, name calling, telling him he's a spoil sport, threatening him, what will happen to him if he doesn't behave better with his friends, etc., etc. So now, instead of trying to be the kind of parent who solves everything or minimizes your child or humiliates your child, let's just try and put our feelings on hold and just listen to what it is that they're trying to say and see if they come up with some better solution. Okay, so we're going through that whole dialogue again, but with a different way of communicating.
Tommy won't play with me today. He won't even do what I want to do.
Wow, you're kind of angry with Tommy.
I sure am. I never want to play with him again. I don't want him as a friend anymore.
Wow, you're so angry you never want to see him again.
That's right. But if I don't have him as a friend, I won't have anyone to play with.
You really would rather not have no one to play with.
Yeah, I guess I just have to get along with him somehow, but it's so hard for me to stop getting mad at him.
You'd really like to find a way of getting on better, but there's so many things he does that just makes you feel so mad.
I never used to, but that's when he used to do what I wanted to do. He won't let me boss him anymore.
Okay, so Tommy's not so easy to influence anymore.
He sure isn't. He's not such a baby now. He's more fun though.
Okay, so maybe if you weren't bossing him around all the time, sounds like if you're not bossing him around all the time, things might work a little bit better. Do you think that would be a good solution?
Yeah, but it's hard for me to stop bossing him. I'm so used to it. Maybe we won't fight so much if I let him have his way some of the time. Do you think that would work?
So you're gonna try seeing if you give him his way some of the time, that might work, and you might get on a bit better.
Yeah, maybe it would. I'll give it a try.
Cool. Okay, so Gus didn't walk out that time, so I think that Johnny was a little bit happier finding a solution of how he could play with Tommy. Had a lovely time with you today. Thank you so much to my husband for standing in and helping with this dialogue.
Welcome. Goodbye, everybody.
Okay, bye.